Dr. Wondertainment also possesses their own amusement park, titled Wondertainment Land, and contained by the Foundation as SCP-949.
He got a whole park.
While anomalous, Wondertainment Land is safe to explore, with no known casualties so far, and is staffed by humanoid individuals resembling animal mascots. Autopsies of these humanoids show they consist entirely of wool, and maintain a cheerful attitude even when being dissected.
They're actual living
attractions within the park are similar
mascots.
to traditional.
Alright, this one is Exploring the SCP Foundation, Dr. Wondertainment by Mr. Illustrated. I know a little bit about well, not really. I don't know much. I think that Dr. Wondertainment can pretty much create SCP, right? Well, we don't know who he is yet, and we'll figure it out on this video. But I've heard of his name. Like, I've heard it from other SCP videos. Like Dr. Wondertainment, very familiar, but don't really know much about him. Let's start and see.
Dr. Wondertainment.
Dr. Wondertainment.
The SCP universe is one often presented as cold, cruel, and unforgiving. Inexplicable phenomena continually break the laws of nature, and horrifying creatures stalk the night.
Yeah, they use this ill picture all the time.
They came from. The presence of Dr. Wondertainment, then, is a stark contrast to many of the common themes inherent to the SCP universe, with less of a focus on strange, dark, horror, and more on fun. That is not to say that Dr. Wondertainment and their inventions aren't strange and inexplicable, but there's a current of whimsical fun connecting them.
So he invents
that are
anomalies
intended to entertain and amaze children, despite many of them being
and
just as potentially dangerous as
okay.
many other SCPs. The lack of canonicity within the SCP universe means information about Dr. Wondertainment
he's like the Willy Wonka
and scattered at
of
best.
SCP, huh?
So this video will mostly focus on their
But instead of chocolate, he makes SCP toys.
Dr. Wondertainment is a highly mysterious figure, although of course there are a number of rumors. It's unclear whether Wondertainment is a man, woman, group, or an entire organization. Some say it's a man named Dr. Reginald Filbert Lionel Archibald Westinghouse Wondertainment III.
Damn, that's a long ass name.
Others say a woman named Dr. Isabel Helga Anastasia Parvati Wondertainment V. And others say it's a whole group of reality benders.
It's a long name.
There are numerous interpretations, but the various toys and creations are generally more important than the Willy Wonka-esque entity that creates them.
Like I said, he's like Willy Wonka,
often come with a very lighthearted document explaining how amazing the toy is, and often have some cautionary warnings or legal notices. These anomalous creations are occasionally found by ordinary children or families, generally leading to disastrous results before being contained by the SCP Foundation. Although it's truthfully unclear whether Dr. Wondertainment intends for these inventions to be harmless fun for children, or has more sinister motives,
so he's aware of the SCP Foundation.
The first Wondertainment creation contained by the Foundation was SCP-445, Super Paper. These stacks of paper cannot be torn, burned, glued, or taped, and liquid has no adverse effect on it. When folded, however, the super paper takes on unique anomalous qualities related to the form it was folded into.
Oh, it's just, or is it just
for example, when folded into a paper crane, it becomes animate,
for like
around the room.
Origami.
When folded into a cup, it becomes rigid and sturdy, capable of holding extremely hot liquids with no trouble.
Okay, can you fold it into
like
a
limitless amount
a knife,
of creativity
a gun?
on the folder's part, but there's also a large degree of danger present. When folded into the form of a knife, the super paper becomes incredibly sturdy and sharp, equivalent to metal weaponry.
Bro, can you make a nuke out of this?
The super paper functions as a grenade, exploding, easily causing death.
Jeez.
SCP-846,
that's good. That's good paper.
Is a small plastic robot with accompanying control device. Robo-Dude can be spoken to through the device, and will respond and act with a high degree of programmed intelligence, perhaps autonomous. Robo-Dude avoids most questions about its origins, merely stating it is the intellectual property of Dr. Wondertainment, but will proudly proclaim it possesses 350 robo-accessories. These accessories, which all seem to come from its small torso cavity, can produce effects as varied as a water pistol, an actual pistol, a flamethrower, a rocket launcher, or some form of atomic grenade. Robo-Dude was delivered in a blank package to an SCP front company with the label simply reading Merry Christmas. It's unclear if any Robo-Dudes have ever appeared amongst the general
is
public.
Dr. Wondertainment just trolling SCP Foundation?
Other robot creations from Dr. Wondertainment include General Beep, SCP-958, who educates children 13 and under on various military engagements and accomplishments before proceeding to teach them how to create anomalous weaponry from various miscellaneous parts.
Wait. It teaches you how to make anomalous weapons? So like
Mikey the Chore Buddy is composed of
anybody
cardboard,
can make them?
paper, and plastic, and seeks to assist anyone nearby with any chore or menial activity, although its physical limitations often limit the speed at which it can complete a task. It is capable of altering its size to reach different heights, or protect itself from certain danger, such as water damage, but Mikey will also tire out after enough work.
What's the dangerous one they have?
To recover.
Or Dr. Wondertainment
Dr.
made?
Wondertainment also deals with playful organisms in
Are those
addition
dragons
to toys, such as SCP-111, dragon snails.
Dragon snails.
These creatures resemble ordinary snails, except they possess a warm-blooded metabolism, tentacles on their heads resembling horns, and significantly increased intelligence. Most notably, however, they each possess hollow sacs beneath their lower jaws containing methane, and utilizing a mechanism within their tracheas, they're capable of expelling small gouts of flame from their mouths. A document of instructions attached to the dragon snail's packaging discusses the 6 different types of dragon snails, their diet of raw vegetables, and a parental notice warning that dragon snails are capable of causing house fires, and that Dr. Wondertainment is in no way responsible for any damage or
No way responsible, but he made it, huh?
SCP-1550,
what is that?
known as Dr. Wondertainment's custom pets, are organisms hatched from eggs that morph their physical structure to best adapt to their hatching environment.
Like failed creations, or
if a custom pet egg is hatched underwater, it will be born with gills, enlarged lungs, flattened tails, or any other adaptation to help it survive in an aquatic environment. If born in a forest, it might have a layer of fur, or if born in a desert, it might be cold-blooded and have a tendency to burrow. If born in a standard apartment setting, it might be more affectionate and active than normal,
those things looks
and
nasty.
even have a filtering system in its mouth to filter dust and crumbs. The original species or form of the custom pet is unknown, and additionally, it's unclear how they reproduce, as they are born sterile, or as the Dr. Wondertainment flyer states, pre-neutered.
Pre-neutered.
Dr. Wondertainment also possesses their own amusement park, titled Wondertainment Land, and contained by the Foundation as SCP-949.
You got a whole park.
While anomalous, Wondertainment Land is safe to explore, with no known casualties so far, and is staffed by humanoid individuals resembling animal mascots. Autopsies of these humanoids show they consist entirely of wool, and maintain a cheerful attitude, even when being dissected.
They're actual living
attractions within the park are similar
mascots.
To traditional theme park rides and games, with small notable differences. The haunted house mysteriously stitches additional limbs and a human head to guests, without them realizing, and the head will continue to provide information on other attractions at the park.
That's extreme.
The River Rapids ride
that is
features
too much.
strange sea creatures with randomly placed limbs, eyes, and gills. And the Bumper Cars ride involves the bumper cars
That's too much, but at the same time, that would be
and
cool,
trying
though.
to consume one another. On occasion, the entire theme park will disappear for several days, reappearing with new attractions. A flyer for the park indicates that on some future date, the park will have a grand opening, indicating that the O5 Council of the Foundation will be escorted by Dr. Wondertainment representatives so that they may attend. Likely the most notable creations of Dr. Wondertainment, however, are their Little Misters line. A series of 20 humanoids, each possessing highly anomalous traits. All of the Little Misters are identified as safe
Little Misters. Are they like supposed to be like them little
and each possesses a
figures?
name somewhat related to their anomalous properties. Most of the Little Misters resemble normal humans, although there are exceptions. Mr. Forgetful, SCP-909, is a Caucasian male suffering from permanent anterograde amnesia, meaning it cannot normally form new memories. However, when Mr. Forgetful writes down anything still in its very recent memory, it causes anyone involved in the experience to forget the information.
Nah.
SCP-1799, Mr. Laugh, resembles a clown and possesses the ability to cause extreme laughter with anything it says. Mr. Laugh has no control over this ability, and it seems that laughter seems to cause some sort of physical pain to the entity.
Jeez, can't even laugh.
Mr. Laugh is also capable of a number of anomalous actions related to clowns, such as removal of his limbs, pulling a string of colored cloth from his mouth, and extruding colored smoke from multiple orifices. Mr. Laugh cannot seem to control these actions either, and also seem to cause it pain.
Oh, what a tragedy.
Mr. Soap continually produces soapy liquids from his skin. Miss Sweetie produces candy that causes males who consume them to become transformed into hard candy constructs. And Mr. Fish seems to be a completely normal individual who happens to have a fish head.
He just got fish head.
Mr. Life and Mr. Death, SCP-1007, is a male humanoid that goes through the entire human life cycle in the course of 75 minutes.
Jeez.
He ages approximately 1 year per minute.
Bro, this is
experiences
torture.
Rapid, painful bone and muscle growth early on, and suddenly dies once the time is up. A key that accompanies Mr. Life and Mr. Death can be inserted between its shoulder blades, reversing any effects, including death and decay.
Oh my god,
reverting
bro,
the
that is
subject to a newborn.
Literal hell.
It's unclear if SCP-1007 is both Mr. Life and Mr. Death, or if there is a separate counterpart that is uncontained as of yet. Mr. Lost, SCP-920, cannot be contained or transported by any known means.
This is always lost.
Attempting to move it to become confused and lost, and will also cause radar systems and GPS to malfunction, as well as earthquakes and strange weather formations. Additionally, those in its presence feel compelled to join it as it wanders, walking across the earth. Mr. Lie, SCP-2284, is one of the most dangerous of the Little Misters, with everything it says or writes being completely believed by others as the objective truth.
So he kind of hypnotized them too.
Lie seem to not adhere to this property, but otherwise Mr. Lie is incapable of stating the truth. To make matters worse, Mr. Lie seems to have a clear understanding of its own abilities, and utilizes them to manipulate others, including those in the SCP Foundation.
Yeah, he definitely is dangerous.
Despite the dozens of Wondertainment creations contained by the Foundation, Dr. Wondertainment continues to be a mystery. Their means and motives of creating and sharing these unique inventions are just as unknown as their identity. Rumors abound about who or what Dr. Wondertainment is, and you can feel free to think what you wish. But it's likely that new toys will continue to find their way into the Foundation's hands. What is clear, however, is that Dr. Wondertainment has the hearts and minds of children in their thoughts.
Okay, is it done? Dr. Wondertainment is not responsible for any injuries incurred by use of this project. Terms of use available. Okay, by purchasing Dr. One, you get to not hold Dr. One. So he doesn't. He doesn't want to get sued, bro. That is funny, bro. But yeah, this one's a little different. He's not really a SCP per se. He's an anomaly, but he's not a SCP. he can make SCP. You know. Also, it's kind of worrying that this guy can teach people how to make SCP, or like, you know, where was that? Was it the toy? I think that was a toy that teaches kids how to make SCPs, like the robot. That is worrying. But I guess this one, Dr. Wondertainment, he's aware of the SCP Foundation also, which is dangerous. He literally gave them an SCP, like he delivered the SCP on their door. That's a troll move, man. What's funnier is, like, I guess all his like creations got like manual and like a little fine print to it that you cannot. He's not responsible for the toys and stuff like that in case of damages or harm. That is troll move. But yeah, I need to know more about this guy. But yeah, that was exploring the SCP Foundation. That is Dr. Wondertainment by the Exploring series. Alright, I'm out.